Hey, folks, it's Mark Arum. I hope you're enjoying the Mark Arum Show podcast. A reminder, you can hear this very radio show live Monday through Friday. We're live 6 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's a Wednesday. Mark Arum and my crew going to keep you smiling on your ride home. Speaking of smiling, Mark McKay, Doug Turnbull, and the rest of the traffic team have you covered with traffic reports every 6 minutes. We got a big show today, Longoria, on the other side of the takeout window. Sandra Parrish, WSB radio reporter, got to go inside the Waffle House War Room, the Hurricane War Room. Have you ever heard of that? They have the Waffle House Index when it comes to hurricanes, and, FEMA looks at how many Waffle Houses are open to determine how bad the storm is. And there's an actual Waffle House Hurricane War Room, and Sandra Parrish got to go in there and scope it out. So we'll talk to her in the second hour. Johnny Kielbasa will join us with a fast food review and some big, fun local stories. But we're going to kick things off with a little episode of Millennial Match Game. Joining us in studio, the undisputed champion of Millennial Match Game from our digital desk. It is Randy O'Cray, Millennial Randy, as we like to call you. How are you, darling?
I'm good, Markster. How are you?
Excellent. Thanks for filling it. You're pinch hitting. We had a late cancellation for Millennial Match Game.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Anything for you, Mark?
All right. Real quick, tell the folks a little about yourself if they don't know anything about Randy.
Okay. Well, Randy's on the digital team here at WSB Radio, and I think that's all they should know.
How old are you? Where are you from? All that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. So I am 32. Well, I'll be that in September.
Okay.
And I'm from the wonderful city of Dallas in the great state of Texas.
Hey, Haas. All right.
Yeah.
You and Longoria both.
Oh, yeah, the real Tex-Mex. You know what time it is.
The real Tex-Mex. We put Texas in quotes when it comes to Longoria. All right, let's meet our contestants tonight on Millennial Match Game. Rebecca is going to be playing with us in Alpharetta. Rebecca, how are you, dear?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. And are you familiar with Millennial Match Game?
I am.
Excellent. So hang on the line. You're going to be playing against Scott in Sugar Hill. Hold on, I'm going to mess this up. Scott's in Sugar Hill. Scott, how are you, my friend?
Doing fine, Mark. How are you?
Excellent. Are you familiar with Millennial Match Game?
Absolutely.
All right, so tonight's edition of Millennial Match Game is top 80s hits. So I'm going to play an 80s song, a very popular 80s song. And you just have to guess whether or not Randy will know the artist or not, okay?
All right.
All right.
So, I mean, these are songs that you and I, if you're my age or older, you'll definitely know. But 32-year-old Millennial Randy or 31-year-old Millennial Randy might not know. Longoria, let's play a Millennial Match Game.
Let's play Millennial Match Game.
All right, I don't know what to do because my computer has... you have News Boss in there? All right, just pull up my News Boss and play whatever song you want, Longoria. They should be at the top of there. All right, so for some reason my computer's been rebooting for 15 minutes, and I've got all the songs in there. So while Longoria is pulling up that, we'll talk to Rebecca first. Rebecca, tell us a little about yourself.
I live in Marietta, Georgia. I'm 45, and I am a surrogacy coordinator.
Oh, a fantasy coordinator?
A surrogacy coordinator.
Surrogacy.
I work with surrogates.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's better than a fantasy coordinator. I thought you were doing fantasy football or something like that. Excellent.
No.
Scott, tell us a little bit about yourself, my friend.
I am 54 out in Sugar Hill, and I work for a management consulting firm.
Excellent. Any need for a surrogate service or anything like that?
No, but we are looking for a fantasy coordinator.
A fantasy coordinator. All right, Longoria, hold on. My computer just booted. I got it. I'm sorry about this, folks. For some reason, they're always updating our computers here, and I thought I logged on well in time to start the show, but apparently I didn't. So here we go. It's Match Game 80s Top Hits. I'm going to play a song from the 80s, and you just have to guess whether or not Millennial Randy will know who the artist is. All right, here is the first song, guys.
What I want, you got, and it might be hard to handle, but like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stop.
All right, I know who that group is, but will Millennial Randy know who that group is, Rebecca? What do you think?
Yes.
Really?
For sure.
All right, let's hear a little bit more of that. Randy shaking her head. Longoria,
Oh, Lord.
have you heard of this song, Randy? Have you heard
Sorta.
Sort of?
Yeah.
All right, what group do you think it is? 80s group, big 80s group.
What's the one that had the red Heads.
Oh.
It's with a Z.
With a Z, ZZ Top.
Yes, is that
No,
it?
that is not ZZ Top. No, that is those are the legendary Hall & Oates.
Oh, I know them. They
Yeah.
sing Smile song.
Oh, Hall & Oates. Exactly right. All right, so no point, Rebecca. Again, Rebecca, when in doubt, the millennial doesn't know. Scott's turn for match game 80s hits with Millennial Randy. Will Millennial Randy know who sings this song, Scott?
Randy, happy birthday coming up. Not a chance you're going to know that.
You say no chance, right?
No chance.
Randy, it's a cruel summer. Let me hear a little more, Longoria.
Is it a group?
Yes. It's a cruel summer.
Oh, my
what a
God.
great song. I love
want to
that
say
song.
Blondie, but I know it's not Blondie. I know it's not.
You got the first letter right.
Oh, okay.
It's a B.
The BG ain't the BGs.
The Bee Gees.
No, no, Mark.
No, you won't get it. It's Banana Rama.
Oh, heck no.
Yeah, Banana. Wasn't it a good song? I love that
I
song.
do like this song.
Round 2, a Millennial Match Game top 80s hits continues. Deb Green, what's the score?
Rebecca 0, Scott 1. It's Rebecca's turn.
Rebecca's turn. Rebecca, will Millennial Randy know what group sang this famous 80s song? Friday, I'm in love. I forgot how good the songs were the 80s were. All right, what do you think? Will Millennial Randy know that famous song and that famous group?
I don't think so.
I don't think so
No.
either. I love this song. Randy, I'll be surprised if you get it. It's a very popular song. Friday, I'm in love.
I will say that all of these songs are played on at one of our stations, either Kiss, B, or The River.
I'm going to say this is not played on Kiss. I'm going to go out on a limb. What do you think, Randy? It's another group.
Another group. Okay, it sounds like they. Okay, can we have like another song? Like that isn't. That's not a.
No.
No.
I'll play a little more of this one if you want. This is probably their biggest
I
hit.
don't care.
You're singing good to it. I mean, you're dancing well to it.
Man, come on, please give me like one letter.
T is the first letter.
The something.
The something, exactly.
Oh man, I don't know. This is
You
hard.
won't get it. It's The Cure. The Cure.
Okay, now seriously.
Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Was a good song, though.
What's a good song? But who's The Cure?
Oh my God, Randy! Don't even
ask
good.
that.
Yeah, don't. Deb Green's gonna stab you in a second. All right, Scott, you're up. 80s edition of Millennial Match Game tops 80s hits. Will Millennial Randy know who sings this famous song?
Of course you will, yes.
Randy, a lot of faith from Scott. Nasty girl, Randy. You're a nasty girl.
Ooh, those nasty girls. Nasty girls. Don't mean a thing.
We're getting a free show in here. I love it.
Is that Paula Abdul?
Oh my God!
Yes.
No.
Oh my God! What? Oh no, it was Janet Jackson.
It was.
Oh dang it! I
Yes.
knew that.
Second guesses don't count. Oh, I thought for sure you had that point, Scott. All right, Rebecca's turn. Millennial Match Game top 80s hits. Will Millennial Randy know who sings this famous 80s song? Once bitten, twice.
I'm going to say no.
I'm with you. I'll give you a hint, Randy. This was the #1 song at Chuck's prom in Whitefish, Montana.
You're right, it was.
Once bitten, twice shy. It's a group, 2 words.
A group, 2 words.
You're not getting it.
No.
You've never heard of this group before. Great White.
I don't know, like the shark. No.
Yeah. Like the shark. Exactly right. All right, Scott's turn. Millennial Match Game 80 songs. Scott, will Millennial Randy know who sings this famous 80s tune?
Yes.
You say yes. Oh, my goodness, Scott. Bless your heart. Randy, who sings this song?
Come on, I said this name earlier.
You did?
Blondie.
Oh, my
'Cause I like this song. I like this song.
How do you know Blondie?
job, Randy.
Well,
but
just
not-
a quick fact about me. I used to do trivia like at restaurants,
Yeah.
and I had to always play 80s music. So that's why I know the songs, but I just don't remember the names.
Use that.
I just can't remember the names.
Wow, Blondie. I'm impressed. All right, it is Rebecca's turn. Rebecca, Millennial Match Game, top 80s hits. Will Millennial Randy know who sings one of my favorite songs?
This is a tough one. I'm going to say no.
I don't know. Randy's kind of religious, and the song is
no.
Personal Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got to do with Jesus, huh?
Yeah, it's got to do with Jesus.
It's a group?
It is a group.
2 words?
2 words.
I got that.
At least one of the members is dead.
We're not playing charades.
Sounds like Pish Pesh Node.
Oh, no.
No.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It is Depeche Mode.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
never heard of it.
You never heard of that?
Sorry.
All right, we're going to do one real quick, Scott, before the break. Will Millennial Randy know who sings this famous song?
You missed 2 classes and no homework. Your teacher preaches class like
Say no.
You say no. You got to fight for your right to party, Randy, the Millennial. Who sings that?
Oh, my God. I just had it in my brain.
saw
and it
that.
just went away. Oh, my God. The Beastie Boys.
Yes!
Hey.
Good job. All right.
I take that, Scott.
End of round 2 Millennial Match Game. What is the score, Deb Green?
Rebecca 3, Scott 2.
Oh, we got a nail biter. We'll come back. We'll finish up Millennial Match Game. Brought to you by Rocco's European Garage. Millennial Randy in studio. 80s top hits on the Mark Arum Show. Final segment, Millennial Match Game. What's the score, Deb Green?
Rebecca 3, Scott 2. It's Rebecca's turn.
Rebecca, 80s music, Millennial Match Game. Will Millennial Randy know who sings this famous 80s song?
And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the
Don't have much time. What do you think?
Yes.
You say yes.
I hope so.
Who sings this? Got to know when to hold them, Randy.
Know when to fold 'em.
Exactly.
That's all I know. So I don't know who's singing it. I ain't Billy Joel.
No. Billy Joel, a great country singer, but not as good as this guy.
Neil Nielsen? What's his name?
Neil Nielsen. No.
That smoked that marijuana
He has a real face. He has a new face.
Willie Nelson?
Willie Nelson.
No, Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers. All right, real quick. No, I don't have any more time. What's the final score, Deb Green?
All right, Rebecca 3, Scott 2.
But fear not, Scott, because Millennial Match Game brought to you by Rocco's European Garage. We have gifts for everybody, Deb Green. What did they win?
Hey, you both get tickets to go check out the Game of Thrones live concert experience on September 24th at Ameris Bank Amphitheater.
Hang on the line. Chuck's going to get some info. If you don't want to go, I'll go with you, Rebecca, because I want to see that Game of Thrones stuff. Randy, as always, God bless you. You're the best. I love you so much.
Hearts and kisses.
When we come back, the Mark Arum Show continues on WSB.
This is Robert Wagner, and you're listening to that famous anti-dentite, Mark Arum.
Which reminds me, Deb Green, I've got to make a dentist appointment.
A dentist appointment?
Yeah. Within the next week, remind me.
Okay.
All right, Mark Arum and the Bananas, Deb Green, Longo, and Low T with you till 8 in the p.m. Don't forget, once you get home, you can listen to the Mark Arum Show at home via Amazon Alexa or the WSB radio app, and the podcast available on WSBradio.com and iTunes. Coming up in a half an hour, Sandra Parrish, WSB radio reporter, went inside the Waffle House Hurricane War Room. And you know I'm a big fan of everything Waffle House. I literally have Waffle House sweatshirts and T-shirts that I purchased online. That's how much I love Waffle House. So I'm kind of jealous that she got to go into the Hurricane War Room. So we'll talk to her in a second. But before we continue with the show, I often come up with, I think, Chuck, our $1 million ideas, but I never have the stick-to-itiveness to finish them up.
Oh.
Like, one of my ideas was to open up a business, not a restaurant, a business called Touch. Touch, okay?
I don't even want to.
No, you're going to hear what it is. And it basically,
You like it or
so
not.
I've got friends that are
I'm uncomfortable.
my age and older, like they're guys, they're single guys, and they just have never had any luck with the ladies, you know, or the men. But I mean, but they're single.
Aren't these called brothels?
Well, here's the thing.
Cuddle houses now,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
So my idea was, I was thinking of this one guy, Dave, a good friend of mine, Dave. He probably won't be a good friend of mine after the show.
yeah, probably.
But, you know, he's probably hasn't gone on a date in like 10 years, you know, and part of being in a relationship, as you guys know, is the intimacy of the cuddling, of the holding the hands. So my $1 million idea was to open a place called Touch, where you can come in and, like for me, I would pay to have someone scratch my back for 20 minutes. I think that's the greatest thing. And I don't want to ask Maya, my girlfriend, to scratch my back for 20 minutes. But if I pay someone, or you can get cuddled, or someone can hold your hand, or, you know, just that intimacy. And if, sure enough, a year after I came up with that idea, they have these cuddle houses now where you can pay like $100 a half hour and someone will cuddle with you. So I have these $1 million ideas all the time, and I never stick to them. So here's my latest $1 million idea. Chris Chandler joins us in the WSB Radio Newsroom.
This is going to be great.
It is going to be great. So this is my $1 million idea. So before the show, Chris Chandler was talking to Jennifer Griffiths in a way to calm her down. You know, he was trying
and that's hard.
Yeah, he was trying to explain a story to, and he was doing it in this voice. Can you recapture that voice?
No, I can't recapture the voice.
He was like, he had this storytelling voice on. He's like. Yeah. Well, Jennifer, you see, imagine if this happened, and then you know, just
inflection,
very calm. Yes. And I'm sitting there, and this is where I want to get you guys in with kids. Do you guys read to your kids at night? Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
So you go into the bed, and you know, let me read Dr. Seuss, Longoria.
Yep.
Because your kids call you Longoria. I imagine that.
Yeah, they do.
Your kids and your wife go, hey, Longoria. So you read to the girls at night. So my $1 million idea is we get Chris Chandler in that storytelling voice.
Just don't know.
To record like every children's book on the planet.
And good Lord.
And then lazy parents, like, I mean, because I remember when I was a kid, I'd be like, you know, they read me a book and they're like, now let me hear another. And my parents are like, come on, go to sleep. But here you put it on an app and it's Chris Chandler, like reading all these kids' books in this amazing Chris Chandler storybook voice.
I just don't know. And then Dorian came ashore, boys and girls. It's just not.
There you go. I love it.
You're not in on this? I mean, I'm going to make you rich, Chris Chandler.
Well, Lord knows everyone in radio should have a second stream of revenue ready to go. So I'm gonna think about it tonight.
Would you beta test this for me, Longoria?
Sure.
Oh, you can take it home. That's it. That's good.
Yeah. Well, you take Chris Chandler home.
Have him read our kids.
You say, Livia, this guy's going to read you a bedtime story. No, I'll have
stranger is going to read you.
I'll have Chris Chandler
I'll drive up in my white van.
I'll have him read a bunch of Shel Silverstein poems or something.
There you go.
Dr. I'm telling you. Do you think that's a viable, marketable thing to have an amazing voice like Chris Chandler read these stories to these kids, put them asleep?
I think so.
I think so too.
All right.
Like $1.99 a month. You subscribe to the Chris Chandler app.
Can we have them read other things that would switch over once they're asleep? So maybe
they learn Spanish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he just starts reading in Spanish, or
what is your white noise sound? Give you a white noise sound.
El Cascojones.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
So all right, Chandler,
it's $1 million.
I'm going to put up the money, or will you be down?
I'm going to go out tonight and buy a cardigan sweater.
Like you have to buy one.
Yeah.
So this is a legitimate thing, man.
All right, we'll do it. We're going to.
You got to work on that. I don't know if you can recapture that magic. You just
have Jennifer start yelling.
Yeah, we'll have to bring Jennifer into the studio.
Exactly, and you just start reading these books. Well, like try it like you're reading to Jennifer.
Okay.
The little red dog named Clifford. Like it was. I was like, oh, story time. It was fantastic.
Idaho.
That's Jen. Idaho, Jen. Absolutely. All right,
we're going to do it.
So this is $1 million idea I want to stick with. Parents, would this work? I think it would. Because don't your daughters want you to read more than one book?
Yeah, yes. They want you to read them.
I don't have the story time voice. Chris Chandler would.
Listen, you would if you had a little kid.
Sure, but Chris Chandler, I can't do better than Chris Chandler did.
No.
It was amazing. Parents, would you buy the Chris Chandler Storytime app to read for you just push play on the iPad, and then he'll read these books. Some of the best ideas start as stupid ideas.
I know. I believe. Listen, I'm going to be kicking myself when this takes off.
Yeah.
All right. I just want quick user reaction. Parents, would you buy this app? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. When we come back, does Alex Williams knows this food on the Mark Arum Show? Chris Chandler reading story time to the kids. Will this be a viable $1 million app idea? I want to hear from the parents real quick. Susan's in Marietta. Susan, what do you think about my Chris Chandler storybook idea?
Well, I don't like it. I don't.
Okay.
I have 2 children, and I'll tell you why. Parents need to spend some alone time with their children. in this case, is just another avenue to spend time with your children, in my opinion. Nothing's better than a mom.
See, ideally, so here's ideally the way I understand your concern. Ideally, the parent goes in and reads a book to the kid. Inevitably, the kid's going, I want to hear another one. That's when the parent dips out, especially when the kid's drowsy. They're like, oh, okay, here's our buddy Chris Chandler. He's going to read you Clifford the Big Red Dog.
That sounds so bad.
So read the first one, Longoria, to your daughter.
You clearly have never read to your child until they fell asleep. It's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, but it's cute now. But when the kid's
how
7,
long they're not going to. I'm not going to be doing it when they're.
My mom still reads to me at night.
Well, that's a failure of my Arum.
She before I go to bed, I put the phone on speaker, and she reads 50 Shades of Grey, and until I fall asleep. No,
wow.
I know. Sean's in Douglasville. Sean, what do you think of my idea?
I think it's a good idea, but they've already got that idea kind of.
Really?
Yeah, I actually pay for that for myself. They have these bedtime stories. It kind of helps you go to sleep.
What do you do? This is for adults?
It's for adults and or kids.
Okay, so what is it? What is the product?
The app is called Calm, CALM.
Son of a biscuit. All right, tell me about it.
So, it's got meditation and all kinds of other stuff like that. But there's a sleep part that you can click on. They've got fiction, nonfiction. They've got the guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off doing Ferris.
Really?
Yeah.
Son of a biscuit. All right, so I wouldn't even think.
$49.99.
But they don't have Chris Chandler.
Yeah, wait, how much is it? How much is it?
$49.99, and they've got, various actors that'll do some stories. Yeah.
All right. So I was going to charge $1.99 a month. So I'm undercutting them.
There you go.
And I've got Chris Chandler, but they have Ferris Bueller. I mean, I love Chris Chandler, but I'd rather have Ferris Bueller read me out.
I'm sure you can use some of your connections there.
But all right, that just validates though that this is a good idea.
Why don't you get Tim Andrews, who can then do all
the voices? That's not calming. Chris Chandler's voice is so calming. He calmed Griffey's down off the ledge.
Well, that takes a lot.
Exactly right. Anna's in Lithonia. Anna, welcome to the show.
Hi, Mark.
Hello, Anna.
He just took mine, the Calm, but it is awesome. Let me tell you, it'll put you to sleep. And he forgot to say Matthew McConaughey is actually one of the people telling the stories in one of them.
I love Chris Chandler, but he's no Matthew McConaughey. What do you choose to listen to on the Calm app before you go to bed? What's your go-to?
Whatever story I haven't heard.
So you do stories?
Yes, I do stories, and let me tell you, you don't even realize when you fall asleep.
Oh, man.
It's awesome.
So how long have you had this, Anna? Has it been out a while?
Like about 2 years.
Dag-nabbit. All right. Well, but at least that validates me. Like, Chuck was pshawing my idea, but this is actually a thing. I'm looking for the niche for the kids.
You are.
I wasn't thinking about.
That doesn't sound right either.
I wasn't thinking about 35-year-old Anna in Lithonia reading stories to her, but for the kids. All right. Well, I feel better that at least my idea has already been done.
Yeah.
I feel better that it was a good idea.
The Japanese came up with my smell-o-vision, so we're the same.
Exactly right. Let's play Does Alex Williams Know This Food?
Does Alex Williams know this food?
Does Alex Williams know this food? Does Alex Williams know this food?
That boy don't know what that is.
Usually, Alex Williams doesn't know what that is. Alex Williams, our incredible member of the Triple Team Traffic Team, joins us in studio. Alex's one Achilles heel is that he does not know many types of foods. I think you're going to get this one. All right, here's the food tonight. Does Alex Williams know this food? Alex Williams, what is an eclair?
An eclair?
You can either pronounce it eclair or eclair. What type of food is an eclair or an eclair?
A type of egg?
Alex Williams did not know that food. Randy,
that boy does not know what that is.
Yes. An eclair, it's a sweet treat. It's a dessert. It's a cylindrical pastry stuffed with cream. Chocolate on the top.
Shields tried to help me out with the text, but I didn't want to cheat.
Get back to your traffic, Mike Shields. Thank you, Alex.
All right.
Alex, by the way, the best dog sitter in the building if you guys need him. I point to the guy whose dogs just died. Sorry, little Gloria. Sandra Parrish, when we come back, this is The Mark Arum Show.
The Mark Arum Show is performed before a live studio audience.
I run this town to be near you. I stand
Welcome back to the show and a good Wednesday Eve to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 7:07, 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. on 95.5 WSB. My whole family here is here tonight. I can't speak tonight either. Deb Green produces the show. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Low T Chuck screens your calls. Coming up in 30 minutes, Johnny Kielbasa will join us with a fast food review. Speaking of food, I think we all know my unabashed affinity for Waffle House. I went there this morning for breakfast, actually, Deb Green. I got 2 scrambled egg and cheese sandwiches, in case you're wondering. You're such a weird bird. Do you like Waffle House? Have you been to Waffle House?
Waffle House is usually where I go to post-concert.
What do you usually get? I'm very curious about
Plain, dry waffle, order of bacon, and then just a lot of water.
That's almost a normal order.
Almost.
What, Chuck, do you have a go-to Waffle House order?
It's usually the biggest, greasiest thing I can find. So
Steak and eggs?
It varies. Sometimes it's...
elk, steak, and eggs?
Yeah.
Listen,
if they had elk there, I'd be there.
Waffle, and then eggs, sausage, bacon.
The All-Star breakfast, it sounds like. Yeah, that is the best value. I love the All-Star, and I get the bacon and bring it home to my dogs. That's why they think I'm the best dad ever. But I mix it up. I like the scrambled egg and cheese sandwiches with hash browns double covered. Why am I talking about Waffle House? I thought I've done everything Waffle House. I've been in the museum, the first location. I've been to hundreds of Waffle Houses throughout my life, but I've never been to the Waffle House Hurricane War Room. WSB's Sandra Parrish has been, though, and she joins us live on the Mark Arum Show. How are you, Sandy?
I'm doing well, Mark. How are you?
Excellent. So, Hurricane Dorian, and obviously we're going to cover that here throughout the overnight hours with Mark Alewine and tomorrow morning on Atlanta's Morning News. But as far as the hurricane preps go, FEMA often looks toward Waffle House to determine how bad the storm is or how bad it will be. And Waffle House now has a war room set up for hurricane situations like this.
They do. And so it actually, the coin phrase, the Waffle House Index, started back in 2004 when Craig Fugate, who was the former Florida EMA director, and he would go on to become the head of FEMA, came up with that because basically it would let his folks know what were the really hard hit areas in the state, and then when he became the FEMA director nationally. So basically the way the index works is if you come upon a Waffle House that's open for his folks, you keep driving. If you come to one that has limited resources, it's got a limited menu, so obviously they have power and water, keep driving. You drive to one that is closed because you know that's the hardest hit area.
Interesting. Sandra Parrish joins us on the Mark Arum Show, reporting from inside. Well, you're not inside the war room right now. You were there the other day.
No.
Is the war room like the Situation Room in the White House? Is it always one location, or does it vary depending on where the storm is?
Well, so they took me up there. Basically, it's their conference room, and they had 3 huge screens that they're looking at. Some have news stories going on. One's got the satellite, the radar showing you where the storm is. And then one actually was really interesting, and I took a picture of that. That's in my web story that you can find on WSBradio.com. And it shows the 4 states that are affected where they have stores. There's 400 stores in those 4 states that could be affected, and they're predicting, they actually have computer software where they are predicting 140 of those will suffer some sort of damage. So you see on this big screen, you see the southeast, and you see all the greens were the Waffle House, which is each of the store numbers on it. So that was pretty cool. Now, is it up to the individual store manager / owner to determine whether the store will stay open during the storm? Who makes that call? I think it's a team of them. And so, I mean, obviously they're relying on the local store owners to know what the situation is right where their town is. But, Mark, I found it interesting. A lot of their top execs are actually there in the field. I mean, you still have higher-ups that are back in the war room, and they're gathering the information. There on their phones. They're on their laptops letting them know what's going on. But then you've got their execs down there in the field with these folks. I think they're there to help them make those decisions. But clearly you're going to know in those areas where it's the hardest hit. I mean, those local stores will be the ones who know if they can open or not. With Hurricane Dorian continue to roll along the eastern coast of the United States, the Waffle House Index comes into play yet again, and there are 3 factors determining whether or not a store remains open. Right, Sandy? It's people, utilities, and food. Explain that. Well, so those are the key elements. So obviously, they're concerned about their people, and they want to be able to afterwards be able to feed those people as well. The ones who are without power. Utilities are key because you got to have them to operate. And what was the last one?
Food,
utilities, and food. They got to have the resources to get the food there. So that's another key point is they actually have a caravan of generators and gas and people to run the generators that they actually deploy to these areas along with these large quantities of food that they're there right and ready. Last year when Michael hit in Panama City, or maybe it was Mexico Beach, I forget which one, but they actually set up a station there and they were feeding the first responders. I mean, you know how decimated the area was. They were there offering hot meals to people, and they actually have a VP of people that I interviewed, and he's kind of leading the response effort right now. But he was saying, the hot meal makes a big difference because people, they're out there recovering, they're helping people get out of areas, whatever the case may be. You need those first responders to be happy. You give them a hot, healthy meal, and so they can go about their business and help to continue in the recovery effort.
What's so funny? So I talked to one of the local hero drivers who was dispatched to coastal Georgia to do the whole I-16 contraflow kind of thing, and I asked him. I said, "Well, where are they putting you up?" He says, "The Waffle House." I said, "Well, I know you're eating there, but where are they putting you up?" He goes, "No, we're staying in the Waffle House." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, the hero units guys, they crashed. They slept in the Waffle House." So not only that, they're providing food, but in some cases shelter, I guess. What's interesting, talking to Sandy Parrish, WSB Radio News reporter, is the Waffle House hurricane menu or the emergency menu. I don't know if they discussed that with you, Sandra.
I didn't hear exactly what is on the limited menu.
All right, well, I'm glad you asked. So Deb Green would be, you'd be SOL, Deb Green, with your dry waffle and bacon, because that is not offered.
No waffle at the Waffle House?
On the emergency menu, there is no waffle. So here's what's available on the emergency menu, and this might vary between storms and between stores, but for whatever reason, they offer 2 eggs, toast, and grits, so you'd be okay, Longoria.
All right.
The sausage sandwich, which I've never had before.
Sounds good.
Grilled ham sandwich and a sausage biscuit. And then the lunch and dinner menu, they have hamburgers, cheeseburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, grilled ham sandwiches, and a grilled cheese sandwich. And that's it. So so for whatever reason, hash browns and waffles not available during the hurricane menu. I guess I don't know the reasoning behind that.
You got to mix the batter up, so I can kind of see that with the waffles. Because you need, milk, water. You need something to mix up the batter for that.
I'm curious why hash browns though. They're on the same grill with the hamburger. That maybe.
Well, I would bet because usually hash browns are maybe frozen, like the potatoes maybe are frozen, and they have no way to keep them frozen. Just a guess.
Look at Sandra Parrish bringing the legitimacy to the Mark Arum show. So here's the question I have, Sandra, very personally. How do I get invited to the war room next time? Like, I want to scope this thing out.
Oh, you have a big fan over at Waffle House, and he'll remain nameless, but I think you will have no problem getting to see the war room.
Excellent. All right. Well, I don't hope there's another hurricane, but God forbid there is one. Maybe I can tag along. I could be your Jimmy Olsen.
You could do that. And, while I have the opportunity, I also want to mention this, too. I found out yesterday that even all the execs sit in cubicles, even the CEO, that he doesn't have some big fancy office. He sits there with everybody else. And it was really amazing. And there were a lot of cubicles, but it was really amazing that you have your higher execs. And something else that I have learned also through the years is that these same execs will go out to the local stores on holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, to give those employees time to be off with their family. And they'll go in and they'll cook the hash browns and the waffles themselves just so that their employees can be home. It's a really nice, well-run company.
It's a great place. I remember, growing up in Connecticut, there were no Waffle Houses in Connecticut. And the first time I had one was, I think my parents took me to Disney World when I was like 12. And it was the first time in my life my parents were like, you can order anything on the menu you want. It was always like, all right, you have to order from the kids menu or anything less than $6. And it was the first time my mom was like, go and get whatever you want. This is the same mother, Sandra, that lied to me and said you had to be 16 years old before you could eat lobster. And I believed her
There's
till
a
I was,
reason for that.
I believed her till I was 15. Anyway, I looked at the Waffle House menu and I said steak and eggs. And I said, oh my goodness. And I got steak and eggs. It was like $7. I was the happiest kid ever. And a Waffle House fan was born for life right there.
Wow. Well, how about that? Well, I know you have a big fan, so I don't think you'll
Excellent.
I think you'll be set.
Well, I'm a big fan of theirs, and I'm a big fan of Sandra Parrish's Sandra's full story on WSBRadio.com. Sandra, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome, Mark. Happy to do it.
Take care, buddy. That's pretty cool. The war room, the Waffle House war room.
They have a war room is hilarious.
Yeah. Do you guys your kid's still too young.
Yeah.
Your kid's probably 6 now, Chuck. But how old is
She's
your
a
daughter?
year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
All right. When you take your daughters out to restaurants, Longoria, do you give them restrictions like you can only order off the kids menu?
Well, we mainly order off the kids menu because they don't eat a lot.
Okay, and they're still young.
Yeah. I mean, the oldest one's 6, so it's hit or miss. I mean, sometimes they're like, bring it on, like I'm going to eat everything. But sometimes I'll eat like one bite.
Did your mom do that as when you were a kid though? Like, hey, you can all,
Yeah, I was only allowed to order off.
Chuck, if they had restaurants in Montana, would your parents, keep you to the kids menu, or could you order pretty much whatever you wanted?
We never ordered for ourselves.
Really?
No.
Whatever Dad ordered is what you got.
No, Dad didn't care. That was Mom's
Mom.
job. Yeah.
At a restaurant, you wouldn't even look at the menu. She'd order for you.
Nope.
Is that still true to this day?
I mean, sometimes. No. Yeah, no, she never gave us, she'd give us an option. She'd look real quick. She'd be like, do you want hot dogs or hamburgers? Or do you want chicken nuggets or fish sticks?
Because you couldn't read.
No, that was part of it for a long time.
Did you have a restaurant in Whitefish, Montana? Was there a local restaurant?
There was 2.
All right, what were they?
The Busy Bee.
The Busy Bee.
Yeah.
They just served breakfast and lunch.
And dinner.
Oh,
that
they
was
did.
the fancy
Okay.
place. That was where you went for fancy dinner. Was a Busy Bee.
Yeah.
And then the Pioneer.
Which was that fancy too? That sounds more fancy.
That was the Pioneer was just breakfast and lunch.
All right. So I knew one of them was just a breakfast lunch.
Yeah.
The Busy Bee at night was
Busy
you couldn't
Bee
get a table.
That was fine dining.
You couldn't get a table in Whitefish at the Busy Bee. Friday night, forget it. 6-hour wait. All right. We'll talk about the Waffle House War Room. And did your folks let you order what you wanted on the menu? I had a strict limit, $5 or less, Arum. That's what my mom used to call me, Arum. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. Russ in Gainesville coming up next as well. This is the Mark Arum Show.
Mark Arum on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I forgot to mention Angoria. Today's a 9 on Mark Arum Show back foot meter. It was 118 degrees when I got in my car today this afternoon to come in. That's what a little thing said. 118. 118. That's why I'm wearing darker shirts now, so you can't see the sweat. Who gave me a hug when I came in? Oh, poor Randy. I was like, you don't want to touch my back, dude. It's just dripping. It's just dripping. You don't need to hear about that. Lindsay joins us on the Mark Arum Show. Hello, Lindsay.
Hi. I have a Waffle House story.
Please.
Well, my dad ran service stations all around Buckhead, especially at West Paces Ferry. And he would tell his customers if it could wait until night, he would pick them up if their car was broken. And so he'd go home after he closed, pick up my mom and the wrecker, and they'd go pick up the car and then go have dinner at the Waffle House.
Well, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's amazing customer service. Is he not? I mean, there's a couple of, I think there's 2 gas stations now, West Paces Ferry at 75. Is he not involved with them anymore?
No, he's actually retired. He passed away in 2005.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But he always, a funny story on Coca-Cola is that he was having trouble with his Coke machine, and they'd come out and repair it, and he'd ask for a new one, and they'd, oh, no, we fixed it. And then it would go bad again. And one day the CEO came in of Coca-Cola, and he explained to him he was going to go get a Pepsi machine. You could see the guy dialing his cell phone as he drove out. He got, within an hour, a new
Coke machine. There we go. It's customer service right there. By the way, Deb Green, not regarding anything we're talking about now, remember the guy you said that always says howdy?
Did you say hi to him today?
I said hi to him today. He did not say howdy to me.
No way.
I promise you.
Maybe he heard
He said,
it.
hi there.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
believe you.
That was purposeful.
I swear on Bosco's life, he did not say howdy to me. I will say howdy to Russ in Gainesville and Johnny Kielbasa when we come back after the break. 404-872-0750. This is the Mark Arum Show.